When I blew those first 5 accounts, I didn't even want to tell my friends. Welcome in, my name is Amber Manaya. This channel is finance based. It's usually about credit, but I think we're going to be sliding in some trading. So I've been trading for not 4 months, 3.5 months now. And when I say I've been trading for 3.5 months, I've been trading while learning. I think most people learn to trade. I think I'm doing it at the same time, and I'm not gonna lie, I love it. I have learned so much. Let me see. To this day, I calculated how much money I've spent on trade learning. At the moment, I'm at $3,552.17. That is how much I've spent in the last 3.5 months learning to trade. The reason why I'm so excited, I just passed my first prop firm. I haven't gotten my first payout at the date of this video, but I am now a funded trader. If you don't know what that is, just please stay tuned. If you are thinking of trading, if you're in trading and you need a breath of fresh air, please take in my thoughts. Now, I said, let me make a video of 10 things I've learned since I started trading. How did it turn into 35? I'm not going to take all day, but let's jump in. So, no specific order, but here we go. The number one thing that I've realized is you'll pay to go to college, take out school loans, thousands of dollars, 2 to 4 years, 9 months if it's a trade school, and that'll cost even more. But most people want to get into trading and they want to be profitable overnight. I feel very fortunate that I feel like I'm at the profitability stage after 3 months. Doesn't happen for everybody. Do not expect to flip money in 2 days or a week or a month. Don't expect it. Expect that if you're going to do this, it may take time. And most people are going to pay a college and take all their time to get a job that barely pays anything. The second thing that I've learned is trading forex, futures, options, and currencies is a foreign language. Do not expect to know it overnight. If you don't understand the terms, take it in. Watch some videos. When I first started learning to trade, I was watching videos, not understanding any of these terms. But as I kept hearing them, it kept getting easier. I started connecting dots. Number 3, many people have invested in stocks. What I've realized, and the reason why stocks is not the best investment vehicle, is because forex, futures, options make so much more money than just owning stocks. Owning stocks, yeah, your stock may go up, you may get dividends, but the percentage you're gonna make off of trading as opposed to just owning stocks could be like 1,000-fold. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's passive. Stocks are passive. Futures, forex, currencies, options is active income, but it's so much more worth it. I'm not saying you shouldn't have stocks. Go ahead and have your stocks on the side, but once you see how much your stocks are making as opposed to what you can make in one day on options or futures, stocks is just a last resort. Number 4, when you start trading, when you decide you want to trade, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. The only people you can tell is people who are a little more progressed than you, or people who are interested with you as well. Even the people who are interested with you, it's kind of hard. When I first started trading, me and my little group of friends, it was hard to tell them when I lost money, when things went south. It was even harder to tell people who were not trading how it was going south at the second. Because everybody thinks it's a scam. So if they're not in it, they don't know much about it, they're not going to understand you. And when they ask you about it, if you're not profitable, if you're not making any money, if you're doing bad, they're going to notice, and it's going to make you feel some type of way. It's also going to make you feel like you have something to prove very fast. Once you tell people, they're going to look for you to be rich in 3 days. And that's not how this is going to go. So if you want to keep your peace of mind and be able to lose in peace and win in peace and kind of neutralize it until you get to the promised land of it, you want to only talk to the people that are like-minded, the people in the groups you join, your friends that are trading with you. Do not talk to people who do not understand trading, who have never traded a day in their life, or who have even lost money and stopped trading. People who have lost money and stopped trading, they may have a bias to, oh no, the stock market is this, it did this to me. That was you, and it's not gonna be me, okay? Number 5, trading with community. Trading with community. When I say trading with community, you either have friends that you trade with, or you join some trading groups online, Discord, WAP, things of that nature. That's what I did. Let me just say, I was curious. I took a one-day course on trading maybe like 7 years ago. Nothing came of it. Didn't understand anything, because that's the kind of meeting you come, they want to sell you on something, and if you don't buy it, well, you just came and thought about it. Then a few years ago, there was somebody on YouTube that I watched. His name was Swaggy C. He was doing it, and I was like, oh, let me learn this. Went on Baby Pips, learned a little bit, did nothing with it. Recently, a friend of mine that I met while I was a dance instructor, we didn't talk for maybe a year and a half. I found her at a dance class, and then we got to talking. She was telling me she was trading, and I was telling her I was doing credit. She needed the credit. I said, I want the trading. I don't even think she thought I was serious. The way I started showing up to her house at 5 a.m. to learn to trade was nasty. And we've been going ever since. We've been going. But trading, like they say, is a lonely sport. If you don't see anybody around you actually making money and actually making moves off of it, you only see people online, of course you're going to think it's a scam. But when you see people around you making motion, it's going to push you. So she had been doing it for a year when I found her again. And it gave me that push, like, oh wait, somebody's doing it. The first day I went to her house, and she made at least $1,000 that day. I said, yeah, this is what we're going to be doing. Let's run it. But if you do not have community, it's so much easier to just, well, it's not working, let me just go back to work. You need to have community. You need to have people to admit when you do make a little mistake. They can help you. They can show you. They can keep you motivated. If you do not have community and you cannot find it, YouTube has given me so much community. While I'm trading on a daily basis, which I trade less now, but while I'm trading, I'm watching YouTube videos of people who are millionaires now, came from nothing. Now they're something. I'm just saying, community is everything. Once you start trading, there's no other job that you can do. I don't even know if drug dealers, like if I was a drug dealer, I might just want to move on. Once you see that, so the person that, one of the people I first started trading with, Aliya, excuse me, you making $30,000 in like hours when the market opens? What other intangible is going to make you that kind of money? Once you see that, once you see somebody making $3,000 in a few minutes, I personally, my first day of trading, made $900 in 3 hours, from 8 p.m. to like 11. I was like, wait, $900 in 3 hours? I used to get this on a weekly check, you can't go back. It's a rabbit hole. Once you're in, you're in. Number 7, find a strategy. Every single strategy out there that you can Google on YouTube works. You have to figure out how to use it. You have to figure out how to perfect it. You have to figure out how to rinse and repeat that strategy. Every strategy works. You might even come up with your own strategy. They all work. But if you bounce from strategy to strategy to strategy, 3 strategies a week, why would you expect to be perfect at something? Pick a strategy, stick to it. Once you perfect it and you are in your profitable moments, move on to another one for fun. You only need one strategy. Now, everything that I'm saying in this video applies to futures, forex, and options, all 3. So I'm a futures trader. These things I'm talking about refers to all 3, except options. You cannot have prop firms. We'll discuss that. Now, this is going to be for the traders. These are in no particular order. So this one right here is for the traders. If your trade can't breathe, the size is probably too big. If you have to make your stop losses so small that means you might want to size down, release some contracts kind of thing. If you're going to hit a stop loss or you're going to hit like your losing point, just size down. That way you can stretch out your losing point, stretch out your stop loss, so your trade can breathe and come back to where you want to take a profit. Number 9, you want to have some type of psychology outlet. When it comes to trading, nothing is above psychology. What do they say? 99% of trading is the psychology. 1 to 10% is strategy. And it sounds so cliche. It sounds so, oh, that's cute. Oh, that's Gandhi. You really got to have your mind in a different, you're going to learn discipline. And you got to learn how to emotionally deal with everything around you. Because when you come into trading, you're bringing that in. So find you some good YouTube psychology. When I first got in, Crystal Academy for Sierra Aliya, she has Jaden Hikins. He does psychology every Monday. And there's like 200 videos. When I tell you I watched one video a day of psychology at least, and then for a few more hours a day, I'm watching her and the other videos in her WAP. It's called WAP, in her teachings. So I'm learning, but I'm getting psychology. It sounds so cliche, but please, you need the psychology. You're going to find out. If you don't find out, you're going to find out. Because you're going to get humbled by the market maybe 24 million times. But you got to get back up. Number 10, along with psychology, you need to have other things that you're focused on. Even being a full-time trader, you need time off from the market. When I first got in, I was like, and I made that $900, I said, oh, give me a few days. I'm a pass a prop firm, right? Yeah, but the longer you stay in the market, you end up messing up, giving money back, getting emotional, revenge trading, all these little things, blowing accounts. You need to have other things that you're focused on, and I learned that the hard way. I don't know, maybe everybody will. I don't have a normal job, so I can sit on the markets all day if I'd like to. And that's what I did, and it didn't go well. So when I realized I had to come back to real life, it gave me room to breathe, gave me my mind time to think, to process, and I think I'm a better trader. I know I'm a better trader because I'm not 100% focused on trading and the outcome of it. I know what's going to happen. That's good enough for me. Number 11, once you put your money into the market, you have to understand you may not get it back out. You most likely won't even get it out for maybe a week because you want to grow the money, right? Don't expect to put the money in and it to even come back out. You could lose all of it in one trade, depending on how you trade. That's why you got to learn what you're doing. You got to learn from everybody. You got to learn yourself. If you put money in, expect to lose it. Do not put money into the market that you need to use right now. Do not expect to put money in and flip it. You might end up needing the money you tried to flip and the money you didn't have. And then you'll probably be scarred from trading. Like, well, I put my money in, it blew me up. Now I'm even worse off than before. No, you did it. Trading didn't do it. It was you. So when you put your money in, expect it's not there. If it comes back out, great. But do not put in money you need to use right now. You need to pay a rent. Don't think you're about to flip this money to pay your rent. You will be homeless. What does Sierra Aliya say? She always says, you're going to lose your dog, your kids, your house, your car. You're going to be living under the freeway bridge. Hey, it's a real thing. Number 12. This is the biggest one. If you do not plan to trade for the rest of your life, once you find trading, if you do not plan to trade for the rest of your life, you're a gambler. Go back to work, go to the casino. This is not for you. This is not where you need to be. If you think you want to learn trading in 4 days and you want to flip and become a millionaire in the next month, this is short term for you. This is a long-term game. This is a life game. If you realize you could even make $1,000 a day by trading, if you just sit down, be patient, and learn, why would you not want to do this for the rest of your life? So, spend 20 minutes on the chart every morning, make $1,000 a day? Are you crazy? You want to do something else? I'm saying go and live your passions, but if you could wake up every morning and make a quick K, why would you not want to do this for the rest of your life? Don't be short-term when it comes to trading. If it's short-term, go to the casino. Lose your money in the casino. Number 13, take everybody's rules with a grain of salt. When you first start trading, you're going to come across so many people who are teaching you different things. Take it all with a grain of salt. When I first got into trading, I was in Sierra Aliya's course. I love everything about her course. If you are a beginner in trading, I don't care if it's options, futures, or forex, you want to go over there to get your fundamentals. Anybody that I'm teaching or putting on, I tell them, go over to her for your fundamentals at least. You might stay there. I personally got my fundamentals and then I moved elsewhere, but I love her course. But when I got in her course, they don't trade news. She's an options trader. I'm a futures trader. Jaden Hikins is a futures trader, so I kind of went over there. And I believe Rico, he's a futures as well. But they don't like to trade news. I was like, oh, we got to stay away from news. I like news. Other people I'm following now and learning from, they trade news. Hey, news is volatile, and volatility means that money is going. I don't mind trading news as well. They don't like to trade chop. A lot of people don't like to trade chop. Scalpers like to trade chop. I'm more of a scalper than a swing, full move kind of person because I like to take profits. I like trading chop. I know what's going up. I know what's going down. I know when it breaks out, we better have a plan. But trading chop, I made a lot of money on my prop so far trading chop. So everything you learn, just realize you've got to decide for yourself in the end. You're going to test it out. Other people are going to tell you otherwise. Take everything with a grain of salt, but take everything. That was low-key 13 and 14. So 15, you do not have to pay to learn how to trade. You can learn to trade from YouTube completely free if you watch enough videos. You will collapse the time frame of your learning curve if you do pay someone. I haven't paid a person, but I've entered into maybe I went to one trading group, 2 trading group, and I bought a course. And then the YouTube world. I feel like I've collapsed time frames because it's 3.5 months, and I actually passed my prop 1.5 times. The first time, maybe I'll talk about at the end of this video. It was stupid, but I passed my prop, right? You don't have to pay to learn, but if you want to learn faster, I would just say go ahead and find somebody to pay to learn. If you don't like them, go to the next person. And this is why I've spent, almost $4K, right? Not all on teaching. There's a lot of prop. We'll talk about that in. Number 16. Now, this might sound tricky. You don't want to learn from everyone. You want to pick a few teachers. So when I say go on YouTube and just learn all this stuff, go on YouTube and find people that resonate with you. It's okay to watch 100 videos of 100 different people. But within there, pick the people who kind of resonated with you. The people who look like you, who feel like you like their strategy. Pick those people, hone in on them. I've watched so many videos, but let me tell you, there's probably 5 people. I love Sierra Aliya, Crystal Academy, her trading journal, Camille. Who else? I think her name is Jasmine. What is it called? Basehitbabe. Pretty Girls Trade. I'm gonna have to link them. They'll be linked in the description. Who else did I learn from? Because I bought Jasmine's course. My first training was Sierra Aliya's WAP, and my second was Camille's WAP. Camille's WAP be busting, y'all. Who else am I learning from? Who I'm getting my inspiration from, let me say that, is, what is his name? I don't know, but I'm going to link him below. But he does interviews of traders, and when I tell you the inspiration is there, so out of all the hundreds of videos I've watched, I've narrowed it down. I like Jaden Hikins. I like his psychology, and I like the way he teaches. Rico and those 2 are both in Crystal Academy. Love them. There's another one. Wall Street. I'm sorry. Wall Street too in Crystal Academy. Them the ones. Number 17. Even bad mentors are good mentors. I haven't actually had a bad mentorship, but if you get a bad mentorship or a bad mentor or somebody that you're following, you feel like you didn't learn anything from them, you still learned something from them. You learned what you want your next mentor to be like. You learned from a bad mentor what you need to study and figure out because they didn't teach you properly. You learn about yourself and how you need to be taught when you have a bad mentor. So a bad mentor, if you ever buy a course or if you ever get into something and you expect great results from somebody, Remember, everybody learns different. So somebody else might learn great from them and you may not. But you're going to learn what you need to do to improve. You're going to need to learn what your next step is. If you don't get a mentor, then, you just thug it, I guess. I don't know. Hey, not even just mentors. Any bad situation you learn from. So any bad person you'll learn from too, right? Ooh, this is where we're getting into the real. So number 18, options isn't for me, but that was definitely the attack I needed. When I tell you, I went over to see my friend trading. She made $1,000. We were doing options at the moment. I tried it for a few days. I think like my first day I made $20. The next day I made 40. The next day I lost 60. The next day I lost 150. The next day I lost 200. I said, wait a minute. Options is trying to rob me with a gun right now. So I'm not feeling it. And I tried and I was like, nah, this is retarded. But I was in Crystal's course and I'm going through everything. And then I'm hearing about futures. And I'm like, and they're like, futures is so much easier. And I'm like, okay, I'm listening. And then I'm watching it and I'm like, it looks like it. The problem for me is options has these things called Greeks. I don't know when you start to understand what the Greeks, when they start to eat up your contracts and your money right before your eyes. But when you lose the money in options quickly like that, and then you don't understand Greeks, and then you go over to futures and you can see where your money is going, and there's no Greeks eating up your contracts. I'm just saying, options will humble you, but it prepared me and it made me appreciate futures. And to my knowledge, forex is even easier. They have unregulated brokers is the problem, but I'm going to study forex once I got this futures down pat. Futures and forex, and I still do have some stocks. I do have stocks, but that's passive, right? But futures is my baby, and forex is my stepchild. I'm still learning. Like when you learn one, you're learning all three. So I could probably go back to options now and be a better options trader, most likely, because this is all about charting. Once you learn charting, you can do any of it, and every day I'm learning more. You don't know what you don't know until you don't know what you don't know, and it's a wild rabbit hole. Number 19, most people turn to futures after options kicks their ass and destroys them. And like I said before, forex is easier than both of them. So if you wanna I think if you wanna trade futures or forex, you should probably just let options kick your ass a little bit. Like, as long as you're not gonna lose your apartment, your house, your kids, your dog, your wife, go ahead and trade options so you can get the best understanding. It can kick you into shape a little bit. Then go to futures. Appreciate that. Get a little bit more kicked into shape. Head to forex. Hey, I'm just saying. Starting with options is what I would tell anyone to do. Anybody that I'm teaching, you're going to start with options because I want you to understand how easy you have it when you get to futures and forex. Number 20, greed will destroy you in 7 seconds in these markets. Once you hit your profit goal for the day, get out of there. The longer you stay in a trade, the longer you stay in the markets, the faster you're going to give your money back. If your goal is 150 a day and you hit it, I'm not going to lie, I go up to 300. But between 150 and 300 is the goal, right? I'm out of there. Because why? Let me tell you what I did this morning. What I did this morning, I was up like 300 when I got on the charts. I think I went down 900. I was up 600. I got up to 900 again. So I'm at a profit of 900 now after being at a negative 900. I said, look, I get the market is still doing good stuff. I know I can do more. But look, I need to take this for the day. This is good. Don't go losing your money. I've had days where I've blown accounts. I'd be up 1,500 and then negative 1,700? Come on now. When you're good, get out of there. Greed will show you who you don't want to be fast. Number 21, patience is key, and that's an understatement. I'm not going to say any more than that because patience is key. That is in real life and over here. If you don't got patience, go back to work. Go back to your full-time job. Go back to your career. This is not for you. Go back to your cap pay. This unlimited pay is not for you if you don't got patience. Number 22, Failing fast is the best thing you can do when it comes to trading. But be strategic about it. You're not going to know your strategicness until you fail a few times. Every time you fail, you're going to realize the new strategy and you're going to build on it. But if you want to get into the markets and tiptoe and creep around, you're not going to learn. I've been failing in these markets in these 3.5 months. And when I tell you I've learned, I don't even know how my brain sponges all this up. I'm so glad I failed at all the points, moments, and positions, because I've learned twice as much as I failed, maybe 3 times as much. Every time I fail, I learn so much, and it's just so good. So just every time you fail, don't be afraid of failing. Fail, and be strategic. Plan your next moves accordingly. 23. This is for those who know the terms. People say that trading 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair is all you want to do. No, those are the things you can trade in the market. I was with that at first. But then, I don't know, how did I get to trading 7, right? I was trading 7, and then I was hearing people say, oh, no, that's crazy. Why are you doing that? Like, you know what you're doing. I get it, but guess what? Out of those 7, I actually learned which ones I like the most. So now I trade 4. My favorite are M and Q, because I only trade micros, M and Q, MES, MGC, and MCL. I don't even trade MES, but I'll tell you why in a minute, why I still like it. But I figured out how because you got to figure out how they move. If you like the profits of it, I'm just saying. You gotta figure out the personality of what you're trading, because they have their personalities. These are my favorite. They do me the best. We work well together. So these are my 4. But if I would have never had those 7, I would have not known that some of them were not what I wanted, and I needed to go find others. So it was good that I had the 7. I narrowed it down to 4. There's still a few that I might trade just for fun, but I'm on a little mini mission here. So we're gonna trade the ones that work well with us, and then we'll double back eventually to work out the kinks of those other ones, right? So yeah, 1, 2, 3 indices when you first start. But again, failing fast is what I did, and I learned a lot. I picked my pairs. I'm happy. Number 24, minis never really need to be traded. So a mini is a bigger one. Micro is a smaller one of the same indice pair. You can make as much money on micros if you just size up. Minis, you're going to make more money and lose more money. Micros, I can do the same thing. I mean, I feel like you can trade minis if you've passed your preference. You don't have anything you need to pay. You've got extra money floating around in the air. If you got extra money floating around, go ahead and trade minis. But 1 mini is usually like the same size of 10 micros, or it depends on what you're trading. But if you want to just maybe like trade 5 micros, trade 7 micros. I don't know. Like, if you don't trade don't trade minis if you don't know what you're doing. Just stick to micros. Some people are millionaires off micros. Just saying. I don't know if I'll ever trade minis. I'll trade minis if I get bored, but I'm not bored. Number 25, paper trading, aka trading fake money, is only good if you're trying to learn your platform, your broker. I personally probably traded on paper traded. I paper traded options, paper trading futures. Nah, I think I did that like two or three trades out of the thousands of trades I've taken at this point. Trading on paper is so unrealistic that, yeah, you can get great at it, and then you go over and start trading real money, and you realize, oh, guess what? There was no emotion in the paper trading. Oh, guess what? I wasn't attached to that money. Oh, guess what? I was just doing whatever because I couldn't really lose anything real. When you get over to your real money and your emotions come into play, and you don't like losing $25 or $100 or $150 or $300. Let me just tell you, my biggest loss on a trade was like negative $2K. But for a new trader, if you get in there and you see you're down 100, probably shit yourself. How could you get to 2K? You got to be emotionally equipped. But paper trading is not going to help you with that. So paper trade to learn the platform, get you a prop firm next. Or if you got extra money laying around, go ahead and get in there live. So 26 kind of goes with 25, but paper trading will hinder you because there's no emotion. And when you get to real money with real emotion, now you got to figure out how to use that. I know people will paper trade. They'll be doing great. Then they'll go over to live and they're like, oh my God, it's eating me alive. Let me go back to paper trading. Then they get happy again. They go back over, oh my God, it's eating me alive. When you go back and forth like that, you're playing with your own emotions and it's not doing you a service. Get over to where there's emotions so you could lock in and figure out your strategies, figure out who you are and how to make it work. Stop going to paper trading if you already know how to use a platform and you understand the broker. This is a bonus. All brokers are good brokers. Don't think that there's a certain broker. There's a few brokers I've used. Just learn how to use them. Number 27, trading with real money is definitely not for the weak. It's not something you should do when you first start. Again, paper trading isn't either. There are things called prop firms where you pay a certain amount to get a firm to let you trade with their money. Once you pass their test, they start giving you real money. You're going to pay $50 to get $2,000 to trade with. And once you do it right, they're going to start paying you, right? Which is what I just passed my prop firm. Hey, I've had a few prop firms. But imagine me losing $2,000 of my own money. I would probably give up trading and shit my pants, right? I like trading $50 for $2,000 because I'm learning strategy. I'm learning how this broker works. I'm learning so many different things. And then they're going to pass me and then they're going to start paying me real money. I'm going to go with the prop firms. If you don't go with the prop firms, that means you're an A+ trader. Hooray. But if you're not making it, if you're losing a lot of money, please go to a prop firm. Learn how to use that. They have rules that make you a better trader. And I can't be mad about that. Number 28, beginners should be using the 50K prop firm combines. Again, there's so many different prop firm brokers, platforms out there. There's so many. Like, I know about 30. There's probably 70. Anyways, if you're a beginner, do not go get you the 25K account because it's cheaper. I have a friend who trades on 25K. When I tell you she's stressed out every day. Why? Because on 25K, you can only lose, $1,000 or $1,250. On a 50K account, you can lose $2K. I like that buffer because that buffer gives me time to, oops, I made a mistake. Let me figure it out and reel it back in. With $1,000, I can't. I actually had a 25K account. I normally get the 50K account. So on the 25K account, that day I didn't know how to use that broker. When I lost $400, I got scared. I said, okay, so if I lose $600 more, I'm gonna blow this account. I didn't use that account for another month. They were about to make it inactive and close it on me. Now, 50K account, I can lose 1,000, go learn. 1,000 is crazy, but go lose 1,000, go learn, bounce back, a $200 today, $200 tomorrow, bring me back. $1,000 is not good for a beginner. It gives you no time to learn. It gives you time to get pissed off, irritated, and never want to trade again. Do not trade a 25K account as a beginner, please. Number 29, you will blow accounts. You will blow prop accounts. I'm not going to tell y'all how many prop accounts I've blown. I don't want to talk about it today. In my next trading video, I'll tell you how many prop accounts I've blown, okay? But today, we don't want to discuss it. Mind you, I had 5 prop accounts because there's this thing called copy trading that I'm not going to talk about in this video for real, but imagine you have one account where you make $150 and there's 4 other accounts that are copying it. The max you can get on what I trade Top Step is 5 accounts. So imagine you make $150 today and you have 5 accounts and they're all copying each other. That means you made $750? Yeah. So all you had to do was $150 worth of work, but you got paid 5 times from it. That's called copy trading. That's a whole nother video, but that is the point. But when I first got into trading, I said, oh, yeah, I'm going to get 5 accounts. I'm going to just make $200 a day. That's $1,000 a day. When I blew those first 5 accounts, I didn't even want to tell my friends. I didn't want to tell my other trading friends. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. And I said, hey, there's nothing else in life that's going to make me this kind of money. I went back and bought 5 more. I am funded now. But when I tell you, blowing one account hurts. Blowing 5 all at the same time, baby. Just know you're going to blow at least one account. Just know you're going to blow at least 2 accounts. How many accounts you're going to blow? I've heard of people blowing 80 accounts. I heard a girl blowing 80 accounts. I heard a man writing off on his taxes was $100,000 from blown prop accounts. Hey, that's just gambling. I'm not going to lie. That right there. And first of all, he's probably getting the biggest accounts because 50 is like one of the smallest accounts. You can get a 150K account, 300K account. I'm not doing that because the rules are a bit higher. I like a 50K. It's good for beginners. Okay. And you could live on that. You could live on that. Imagine making $1,000 a day from making $200 a day on 5 accounts. Hey, okay, cool. Just know you will blow accounts. It is not the end of the world. The world continues. Number 30, when you're trading prop, do not rush it. I was trying to rush it because the first day, okay, so I have to make $3,000. The first day I made $900. Hello, I could get this in 3 or 4 days. Don't rush it because, again, the longer you stay in the market, the easier it's going to be for you to lose the stuff that you just earned. The easier it's going to be for you to blow this account. You have 30 days before you get rebilled on some like Top Step. You have 30 days before they bill you again. I personally like the no activation fee accounts. Again, we'll talk about that. That's not for this video. So say you spend $45 to get the account. That's with the activation fee of $150. But a $45 account, and they're going to charge you every 30 days until you get your $3,000. Break that $3,000 up because, again, there's only 20 trading days in a month. If you break the $3,000 up into 20 actual trading days, all you got to do is make $150 a day, and you'll be funded. You'll have learned. You'll be a better trader if you could just break it up into 30 days before they rebill you, right? It's not a lot of work. So break it up because the thing is, I've had my moments where, oh yeah, I'm trying to pass in 3 days. I blew 5 accounts this week. I could have just slowed it down and taken the whole full time. Because now I'm actually buying more accounts in 30 days than the 5 I could have just marinated on. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's what I've realized. Number 31, if you have your prop, do not trade all of your accounts together. Because like me, you blow one, you blew them all. Copy trading, I'm just saying, take it slow until you really get a grasp on everything. I don't copy trade right now. I have days where I copy trade, but I don't copy trade every day. Because blowing 5 accounts at once is stupid. It's dumb. It's retarded. 32 goes with 31, but if you copy trade, don't do it right away, like I just said, and don't do it every time. You're going to learn yourself. You're going to learn how everything works for you. Just like credit, trading is 100% different for every single person. 100%. You can't trade like anybody else. You're going to have different sizes. You're going to have different amounts. You're going to have different amounts of money in your account. You're going to have different things that you like to trade. You're going to have different strategies. So take your time to figure out how you want to trade if you're going to copy trade and how you're going to do that. Number 33. This is just something, just because MNQ and MES or NQ and ES are very similar, those two run the same. If you know you hitting on MNQ, you about to hit on MES. There's probably been like one time where they didn't run the same. I don't know what was up that day, but I literally watch them every day. They both run the same. The difference is MNQ hits for more money than MES, ES. So for me, it's like, why would I trade with MES or ES when I could just go trade MNQ? If I know what I'm doing, why would I may as well go and make more for what I'm doing. But hey, it's still there. I mean, I guess if you're a lighter trader, a new trader, trade ES. It's still crazy. MNQ crazy too. I have a bonus here. There's no certain time. Okay, options, futures, options. If you have a 9 to 5, you can't trade options because the market is only open from 6:30 to 2 in California, 9:30 to 4 in New York. If you have a 9 to 5 like that, you're not trading options. Just move on to futures. And that was kind of for me. I hated waking up so early to trade options. So I was like, let me see what futures is about. Like, I'm losing money with options and I'm waking up early to lose money. Nah. So I went over to futures. Crazy part is now I wake up early to trade futures because I know how to trade better, and you make more money in the morning. As well, the London session around, I'm in California, so what time around? I don't trade personally every day until at least 11:30 at night. 11:30 is when I guess it's London session in California start busting. If I could be up till 3 a.m., I'm on it too. And then around 5:30, busting. We're normally done trading by 7:30 in the morning? After that, why are you in trades? You in trades with swing traders. We're not swing traders. First off, I'm a scalper. I like that. I like to take my profits. A lot of people like to wait for a whole move, but now I'm going to take some profit just in case it reverses. Fun facts. We're almost at the end, guys. Number 34, you will think about giving up. You will quit a lot. And then you'll remember, so do I want to be a drug dealer or do I want to go back to work where the boss is stupid and retarded and he gets paid more than me? You will give up a lot and then you remember there's nothing else in this world that's going to pay you like this. That's intangible. Yeah, real estate, but that's tangible. I get to sit on this computer and make money. I don't got to talk to nobody. I don't got to answer to nobody. I don't got to do what nobody says. But you want me to go and I'm going to buy some real estate. But you want me to go buy real estate right now? First of all, trading, the barrier of entry is not a lot of money. You want me to go do real estate? I don't got $45,000 to just go put on a down payment. I'm just saying, like, you will want to give up a lot and then you'll remember that this is going to change your life. This is going to change your life and everything around you. This is the only way out for a lot of people. This is the best, only way out. Now, I'm going to end this with number 35, because how did we get from 10 to 35? It's not if, but when. It's not, am I going to be profitable? Will I ever be profitable? It's when. Because why? Because you're on the charts every day. You're learning yourself. You're learning money management. You know what? Let me just say this. If you want to get into futures, option, forex, and you don't have good money management, you're not working on your credit, you're not working on your finances, this money about to go up in flames and go to trash. I just want you to know that. If you want to be a profitable trader, be well-rounded. Look into your credit. Go watch all my videos. Look into your finances. I'm going to have budgeting videos. Go look at those. Like, I get so passionate about this. This is my problem. Be well-rounded. And remember, it's not if, it's when. Give yourself grace. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please drop them below. Let me know if I should make another one like this. Because, in a couple months, I'm not even going to tell y'all. But I got some things about trading that we will be discussing. So I hope you enjoyed. Rewatch this if you're a beginner. I'm going to link good stuff in the description below. Let me get out of here before I just ramble. Have a great day. Have a great trading day.